Hi guys, a very good morning to all of you. I am Saba and I welcome you all on our official YouTube channel. So yes, the session is streaming. We are live now. So good morning everyone. So guys, quickly join in the editorial session. No, Sapna, I think I'm live. Please rejoin it. Okay. So today we are having two articles, both excellent articles with excellent usage. Okay. So the language is quite good. So I want you all to quickly join in the session. ठीक है दोनों ही आर्टिकल काफी अच्छी हैं लैंग्वेज बहुत अच्छी है ठीक है तो इनफैक्ट यू विल गेट मेनी न्यू टर्म्स आपको बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे टर्म्स मिलेंगे सो आई वांट यू ऑल टू ज्वाइन इन क्विकली जल्दी से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए सेशन को सभी लोग सेशन को लाइक और शेयर कर दीजिए सो दैट मैक्सिमम कैन ज्वाइन ओके सो विदाउट मच अडू वी विल क्विकली स्टार्ट अवर आर्टिकल. So Saturday's homework was done by Sanjeev, Vaibhav, Apurva, Rekha, Usha, Chirag, Sajid, Shiva. All these people did the homework. Okay? Today's quote is overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice. It is the protection of the fundamental human right, the right to dignity and a decent life. When we help someone, अगर आपने किसी को कुछ पैसे दे दिए हैं, so what we feel that we are helping that person, I'm doing charity. So actually, it is not an act of charity. It is the fundamental right. Everyone has the right to live with dignity, and everyone has the right to have a decent life. So if we are helping others, we are just promoting that equality. We are protecting the fundamental right of any person. बिकॉज अगर कोई पर्सन भूखे सोए एंड वी आर वेस्टिंग अवर फूड राइट देर आर मेनी हाउसेज जहां पर हम लोग खाने फेंक देते हैं वी वेस्ट अवर फूड सो rather than doing that if you help someone if you feed someone that will be better and that is like promoting equality that's it so I hope you or whatever you have try to always help others in whatever way you can ठीक है बिकॉज आज के डेट में यही सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है बी कंपैशनेट बी हेल्पफुल ऑलवेज ट्राई टू हेल्प अदर्स ठीक है एक बार सभी लोग सेशन को लाइक करिए शेयर करिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए स्पेशली इफ यू आर हियर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम जो भी लोग यहाँ पर पहली बार आए हैं सभी लोग सेशन को शेयर कर दीजिए और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए ठीक है नाउ glimpse of the session what are the things we are going to do today so as usual we will start with the revision session today we have just one slide for the revision session एक ही slide है revision के लिए ठीक है vocabs you will get many new terms because as I said article include different genre here so we are going to get new terms ठीक है idioms and phrases we have phrasal verbs we have complete analysis of both the articles we are going to do today grammar learning we have tone objective we have and practice exercise that is a homework okay so everything we are going to cover in this session now I hope by this time you all are settled now let me know are we ready to start our revision session can we start our revision session guys पहले एक बार सभी लोग सेटल हो जाइए क्विकली एंड देन वी विल स्टार्ट दिस ओके चलिए क्विक रिप्लाई करेक्ट रिप्लाई बी रेडी चलिए जल्दी से आंसर दीजिए सब लोग all these words we saw on Saturday. Yes, very good. Jia, Arju, Akshara, well done. Others will very good. Sumit, Sandeep, Madhurima, yes. So देखिए रैंकर एज यू नो रैंकर बेसिकली वी कॉल टू रिजेंटफुलनेस रिजेंटफुलनेस मींस बिटरनेस कड़वाहट जिसको कहते हैं कि जब हमारे रिलेशनशिप किसी से खराब होते हैं तो हमारे टोन में बहुत ज्यादा बिटरनेस आ जाती है राइट सो दैट कड़वाहट बिटरनेस रिजेंटफुलनेस हेट सो दैट इज कॉल्ड रैंकर ओके सो ए इज पेयर्ड विद टू diatribe we call to bitter verbal attack जो बहुत ज्यादा sharp verbal attack होता है so that is called diatribe okay so this will be matched with fill railroad is a very good term it is a verb railroad basically we call to cause to be passed or approved quickly by applying pressure so generally these days in parliament this is only happening that by railroading the government can pass any bill रेल रोड करके गवर्नमेंट किसी भी बिल को पास कर देती है। रेल रोड का मतलब होता है कि प्रेशर से कोई भी चीज पास करवा लेना, ठीक है। यस, हियर यू कैन से लोथ, हेट, LOATHE, लोथ, ओके। यस, weaponize basically, so C will be matched with seventh. Weaponize means to make it possible to use something to attack a person or group. किसी भी चीज को as a weapon use करना, हथियार की तरह use करना, that is called weaponize. It will be paired with six. Bad blood will be matched with first, that is ill feeling. Exposition means explanation, that is elucidation. Explanation, that is called exposition. F will be matched with third. And score is a verb here. Score basically we call to outdo or humiliate in an argument. किसी को भी किसी argument में पीछे छोड़ देना, humiliate करना किसी को, so that is called score. Okay, so it will be matched with fourth. So 2, 5, 7, 6, 1, 3, 4. Everyone is right. Okay, चलिए let's start today's session. The first word of today's session, I want you all to be attentive. थोड़ा सा term को समझना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? The first word of today's session is reboot. Communique is basically the official statement, okay, that we give in, especially in media. That is called communique. कि गवर्नमेंट को जब भी कोई बातें क्लियर करनी होती है तो गवर्नमेंट मीडिया में एक स्टेटमेंट देता है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड कम्युनिक. ओके, कन्वर्सेशन यू कैन से एक तरह से. रीबूट, we all reboot our computers, ठीक है, systems. So reboot basically we call to restart or revive. Or you can say to make a change in something in order to establish a new beginning. किसी भी चीज को पूरी तरह से रिवाइव कर देना, एक नई शुरुआत करना. So that is called reboot. नई शुरुआत करना किसी भी चीज की. Clear? So restart, revive, or to make change in something in order to establish a new beginning. That is called reboot. Be active in the comment section, guys. लगता है कि आप लोग सो गए हैं. Be active. Next word we have is abstruse. Abstruse is an adjective. Abstruse basically we call to something that is very complex, complicated. Obscure, something that is difficult to understand. Difficult to understand. कोई language हो जो आपको समझ में नहीं आ रही, कोई term है जो आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा. So that is called abstruse. You can even use the word unclear. आप इसके लिए word क्या use कर सकते हैं? Unclear. Clear everyone? Conundrum is noun. You can use the word conundrum, but conundrum is noun. Abstruse is an adjective. ठीक है? Next word we have is de-anglicization. De-anglicization basically we call to the elimination of English influence. Language or customs. मतलब आप Anglo word you know. Anglo word basically refers to English, British, right? Anglo Indian we say na. So Anglo word is related to British. But de-anglicization means you are trying to eliminate the English influence. मतलब कहीं पर भी English culture, English language का कोई influence ना रह जाए, so that is called de-anglicization. Anglicization, okay? Say Britishers, they focused on Anglicization. These days, everywhere you will see Anglicization. एंग्लिसाइजेशन मीन्स टू मच फोकस ऑन इंग्लिश. अगर आजकल देखेंगे किसी भी कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम में, इंटरव्यू में, सो वी हैव द कल्चर ऑफ एंग्लिसाइजेशन मीन्स वी फोकस टू मच ऑन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, यूसेज ऑफ इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, ठीक है. बट अगर हम उसको एलिमिनेट कर दें कि वी डोंट वांट टू बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, वी डोंट वांट इंग्लिश कल्चर, इंग्लिश कस्टम, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड डी एंग्लिसाइजेशन. आई होप इट इज क्लियर, सबको समझ में आ गई बात है, ठीक है. यस, सो इट इज अ टर्म. अब इसका कैसे यूज हुआ है यू विल गेट टू सी इन द आर्टिकल, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वर्ड वी हैव इज स्क्रॉल. सो वी स्क्रॉल, आजकल दिन भर तो हम यही काम करते हैं सोशल मीडिया पे, वी कीप ऑन स्क्रॉलिंग थिंग्स. सो स्क्रॉल मींस मूविंग अप एंड डाउन टू फाइंड द इंफॉर्मेशन यू नीड. सो मूविंग अप एंड डाउन, दैट इज कॉल्ड स्क्रॉलिंग, ठीक है. दीस डेज वी आर वेरी एक्टिव इन स्क्रॉलिंग थिंग्स. नेक्स्ट वर्ड वी हैव इज सेडिशन. सेडिशन बेसिकली वी कॉल टू राजद्रोह. in Hindi we call this word राजद्रोह. Raj here means nation. Okay, conduct or speech inciting people. Your speech, your behavior that provokes people. Okay, incite means what? Provokes people, provoking people to rebel against the government. Means you are inciting people to protest against the government, against the established authority. So that is called sedition, जिसको हिंदी में राजद्रोह कहा जाता है. Provoking. You know that time ये जो कन्हैया एंड ऑल दे वर फेमस, सो उनके ऊपर सेडिशन के ही चार्जेस लगे हुए थे, right? So that is called sedition. Okay, next word we have is secessionism. So again it is a noun, it is a term. सो सेसेशनिज्म बेसिकली वी कॉल टू से इसको अगर आप चाहें तो सेक्शन से रिलेट करके यू कैन रिमेम्बर इट। सेक्शन यू नो किसी भी चीज को अलग अलग पार्ट में डिवाइड कर देना। सो सेशनिज्म बेसिकली वी कॉल टू विड्रॉल ऑफ अ ग्रुप फ्रॉम अ पॉलिटिकल एंटिटी। जैसे अभी आपने ये महाराष्ट्र में देखा होगा कि एक पूरी पॉलिटिकल ग्रुप है जो कि दो पार्ट में डिवाइड हो गई है। वी सॉ दिस इवन इन तमिलनाडु, राइट? सो दैट इज कॉल्ड यस कन्हैया कुमार। So withdrawal of a group from a political entity, that is called secessionism. Okay. The idea of forming a separate nation and leaving the existing nation means there is a group. Now you want to detach from this group. You want to get away from this group. आप इससे separate होना चाहते हैं. You want to get separated from this group, and you have formed your own group. So this is called secessionism. Clear, everyone? Separatists are the people those who favor secessionism. So secessionism is a term. Separatism you can say simple. You can simply use the word separatism. Okay, clear, everyone? Getting the point? So withdrawal of a group from a political entity, the idea of forming a separate nation and leaving the existing nation. Sorry. Next word we have is subversive. Subversive basically we call to disruptive troublemaking. Okay, subversive is an adjective that we say to disruptive or troublemaking. Okay, that is called subversive. Guys, just give me 1 second, revise the vocab. I forgot to plug in the charger. 1 second, okay? Just go through the words. I'm coming in a second. I hope you got this point. Okay, चलिए. Next word we have is jeopardize. So jeopardize is a very common term जो काफी बार हमारे एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है. That we call to threaten, endanger, imperil, menace. किसी को भी threaten करना, that is called jeopardize. Okay? Yes. So to threaten someone, menace, imperil, endanger, all these are the synonyms. At risk. Yes. Jeopardy is a noun. Jeopardy is a noun, and there is a verb called jeopardize. Okay? किसी भी चीज को threaten करना. Okay? Next word we have is glaring. Now from here we have the vocabs of second article. Okay? Glaring truth, we say. Glaring truth means something that you cannot ignore. Something that you cannot ignore, that is very important also, okay? And very common also. So we use this word obvious, conspicuous, obtrusive, latent, unmistakable. Basically, we use this word for harsh reality. Glaring truth, harsh reality, कि कोई सच्चाई हो जो कि बहुत common हो, okay? So in that case, we use the word glaring, it is an adjective. Clear, everyone? So obvious, conspicuous, obtrusive, blatant, unmistakable, all these are the synonyms of the word glaring. Next word we have is subserve. Subserve means help to further. Further is a verb here. Further means to promote or advance. किसी भी चीज को promote करना, advance करना. So that is called subserve. It is a verb. To help to further something, promote something, advance something, that is called subserve. Okay. Next word we have is watchdog. Watchdog is basically noun that we use for monitor. Okay. Endorse you can say. किसी भी चीज को support करना, endorse you can use the word. Okay. So watchdog basically we call to monitor. ठीक है. There are many watchdogs in Indian organization की बहुत सारे ऐसे monitoring companies होती हैं. So that is called watchdog. Okay. Next word we have is preemptive. Again, this word is very important. So actually it is an adjective, preemptive. Preemptive basically we call to intended to prevent or forestall something. Forestall means stop something. किसी भी चीज को रोकना. Okay. So preemptive basically we call to intended to prevent or forestall something. किसी भी चीज को रोकने के नियत से जो चीजें काम की जाती हैं. So that is called preemptive. Okay. Did you get the point? What is your doubt, Madhurima? 1 second. 1 second, guys. अच्छा, subvert basically we call to destabilize something. Okay, जैसे कोई गवर्नमेंट है या किसी भी चीज को destabilize करना, that is called subvert. Okay, so unsettle something you can say, destabilize something. So that is the meaning of the word subvert. Undermine the power, overthrow, all these are the synonyms. Subvert word we relate to government. Overthrow you can say, oust, overthrow. So all these can be the synonyms of the word subvert. Okay, clear? So subserve is advancing and endorsing something. You can see that these two are antonyms. Okay, subserve basically we call to support something, promote something in the development of something, whereas subvert basically we say overthrow, topple, all these words can be used. Topple, overthrow, all these terms can be used. Okay, chaliye next. Clear everyone? Preemptive is a very good word. Preemptive basically we call to intended to prevent or forestall something. किसी भी चीज को रोकना. Okay. Next word we have is envisage. Envisage is a verb. Envisage basically we say foresee, predict, forecast something. किसी भी चीज को foresee करना, predict करना, forecast करना, that is called envisage. Okay. Next word we have is quasi judicial. Quasi judicial basically we call to having partly judicial characteristic. देखिए एक होता है complete judicial power. Now try to understand this. Complete judicial power means only the judges, the judiciary have the authority to pass the judgment. Okay. Quasi judicial basically we call to having partly judicial character, means there is certain other body जिसको थोड़ा बहुत judgment देने का अधिकार है, हक है. So that is called quasi judicial. So having partly judicial character is called quasi judicial. Clear everyone? इसके लिए तो multiple synonyms you have. So you know, no need to write all those words every time. So augur, presage, all these words we have. So many words we have. Okay. So foresee, predict, forecast, augur, all these are the synonyms. Yes. Quasi judicial is clear. So having partly judicial character. Okay. Next. Next word we have is preponderance. Okay. Preponderance basically we call to the largest part or greater amount. प्रेवलेंस और सुपीरियोरिटी इन वेट, किसी भी चीज का लार्जेस्ट पार्ट होना, लार्जेस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ समथिंग, चाहे वो किसी भी चीज में हो. ओके, सो समथिंग दैट इज सुपीरियर ईदर इन नंबर और इन क्वांटिटी और इन एम्फेसिस. कोई भी चीज जब बहुत ज्यादा होती है सो दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रीपॉन्डरेंस. उसे प्रीपॉन्डरेंस कहा जाता है. quasi judicial example if you ask, so actually it is like having like there are many things. Judiciary has the sole right. बहुत सारे ऐसे जजमेंट होते हैं जहाँ पे जुडिशरी की सोल राइट होती है. बट quasi judicial means when government is also involved in passing the judgment. जब गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी, जब गवर्नमेंट भी किसी भी चीज में जजमेंट देने लगती है. ओके, सो दैट इज मीन्स गवर्नमेंट हैज सम quasi judicial nature, that constitution has given some sort of power to government, that कुछ ऐसे केसेस होते हैं जहां पे ये भी डिसीजन दे सकती हैं. सो दैट इज ओनली कॉल्ड quasi judicial. ओके, अब ये कैसे यूज हुआ, यू विल गेट टू सी इन दिस आर्टिकल. इट इज बेसिकली टर्म, दीज आर जुडिशरी टर्म्स. ओके, दोनों ही आर्टिकल हमारे लॉ से रिलेटेड है, दैट इज व्हाई वी आर गेटिंग सो मेनी टर्म्स. ओके, so preponderance basically we call to the largest part or greater amount of something. किसी भी चीज का जो largest share होता है. So prevalence of something, dominance of something. So all these are the synonyms. Dominance, prevalence, ये सारे synonyms आप कह सकते हैं. ठीक है. Next word we have is seminal. Now seminal is also an adjective. Preponderance is a noun. Okay. Seminal basically we call to influential. स्ट्रॉन्गली इन्फ्लुएंसिंग लेटर डेवलपमेंट्स, जो बाद के डेवलपमेंट को, बाद के जो भी प्रोसेस होते हैं उनको जो स्ट्रॉन्गली इन्फ्लुएंस करता है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड सेमिनल. स्ट्रॉन्गली इन्फ्लुएंसिंग लेटर डेवलपमेंट्स. क्लियर? सो स्ट्रॉन्गली इन्फ्लुएंसिंग लेटर डेवलपमेंट्स, दैट इज कॉल्ड इन्फ्लुएंशियल. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वर्ड वी हैव इज वे. नाउ वे इज अ वर्ब हियर. वे basically we call to consider or contemplate, ponder, think over something. Okay, so consider, contemplate, ponder, think over something, that is called way. So weigh in, basically we say to consider something, contemplate. Okay. Next word we have is autocracy. Again, autocracy simply we call to dictatorship. ठीक है, तानाशाही जिसे कहा जाता है. So तानाशाही, dictatorship, that is called autocracy. Clear? Seminal, I told you. Influential means something that influence other, जो भी बाद वाली चीजों को प्रभावित करता है. So influencing the later development. Okay, so that is called seminal. Like government intervention everywhere. Everywhere if government tries to intervene, so that intervention of government is seminal because it will influence the judgment or certain thing. जैसे government is seminal on ED. Governments act, they are seminal on ED, मतलब influential, that affects the development of ED, उनके process को पूरी तरह से affect करता है. So that is called seminal. ठीक है. तो influential किसी भी चीज में हस्तक्षेप करना, सिंपल सा मतलब होता है. Autocracy, as you know, dictatorship, तानाशाही जिसे कहा जाता है. Absolutism, totalitarianism, absolute power, that is called autocracy. Okay. And autonomy, देखिए ये दोनों वर्ड है. Autonomy and autocracy. So autocracy is related to dictatorship, जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं तानाशाही. Autonomy basically we call to the right or condition of self government. Autonomous body we say कि जहां पर आपके ऊपर ये right होता है. ठीक है, you have that self government. Autonomous colleges we have, जो किसी से affiliated नहीं होते, अपने खुद से run करते हैं. Okay, so autonomy basically to the right or condition of self government. Okay. The next word we have is downgrade. It is a noun. Autonomy, autocracy is a noun. These are terms. Downgrade basically we call to demote, lower or degrade something. Can we use the word debase, abase? Abase can we use? अभी मैंने उस दिन बताया था सैटरडे को abase. तो abase also we call to नीचा दिखाना किसी को, to humiliate someone. Okay. So demote, lower, degrade, abase, all these are the synonyms that we can use for downgrade. Okay. Dwindle is different. See, dwindle basically we call to decline. Decline means decrease. This decline refers to decrease, कम होना, right? And downgrade basically we call to demote something. जैसे economy is dwindling. Can we use the word economy is demoting? We can't say. Demote का मतलब किसी भी चीज को lower करना, उसकी rank को, उसके position को lower कर देना. So belittle, yes, belittle, criticize, humiliate. These are the synonyms. And dwindle मतलब जो चीज खुद से ये हो रही है. Belittle. Clear everyone? Yes. Next word we have is misgiving. Misgiving is a noun that refers to doubt, calm, apprehension. आपके अंदर कोई डर ना बैठा हो, so that is called misgiving. So I have no misgiving. It means I have no doubt. I have no apprehension. I have full faith in you. So that is called misgiving. Clear? So these many vocabs we have all good terms. Now let us see idioms and phrases. First of all, tell me guys, any confusion in any of the words? See, if you are humiliating someone, so of course you will demote. Promote का मतलब क्या होता है? Now, suppose there is an employee. See, these are contextually related, guys. You have to see. Promote and demote, these two are antonyms, right? Promote and demote. When we promote someone, when we are happy with that person. अगर कोई भी person company में as a manager join किया है, ठीक है, as a manager. So if you are promoting that person, it means you are trying to, you are happy with that person. ठीक है, तो आप उसको appreciate कर रहे हैं, promote कर रहे हैं. So promotion is related to appreciation. So can't we say demotion is related to degrading someone? अगर आप किसी को डिमोट कर रहे हैं, उसको मैनेजर से आप क्लर्क बना रहे हैं, so what is that? Isn't it demotion? So of course that person will be humiliated. So contextually they are related. So promotion is related to advancement, appreciation. Demotion is related to criticism, degrading someone, humiliating someone. Got it, Sapna? So this is how the words are contextually related. I have no misgiving. Yes, it means I have no doubt, no calm, no apprehension. Okay. I have full faith in you. चलिए. Idioms and phrases. The first idiom is in substance. In substance means essentially. Okay. In substance means essentially, critically. Okay. Next word we have is in absentia. So in absentia means in the absence of something. in the absence of something that is called in absentia. Next word we have is sine qua non. Now it is, Latin and Latin term. Sine qua non means an essential condition, a thing that is absolutely necessary. कोई चीज जो बहुत जरूरी है, you can use the word critical, something that is mandatory, critical. So that is called sine qua non, an essential condition, a thing that is absolutely necessary. Yes, these are Latin terms. Okay, clear everyone? Now we have only one phrasal verb, और ये भी मैंने सैटरडे को जो ए टू जी वोकैब सीरीज मैंने की थी, आई टोल्ड दिस वर्ड. अगर जिन्होंने नहीं देखा, कैन यू टेल मी अनदर मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड अप्रेस्ड क्विकली? व्हाट इज द अनदर मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड अप्रेस्ड? मैंने पिक्टोरियल रिप्रेजेंटेशन करके बताया था. वेटिंग फॉर योर रिप्लाई क्विकली गाइस. अप्रेस्ड हैज टू मीनिंग, this and this, aware of, cognizant. That is another meaning of the word abreast. No one knows. No one remembers. Side by side facing the same direction. Very good. Abreast cycling we use. This is what that is called abreast. So side by side facing the same direction, isko kehte hain abreast. Okay. And another meaning is aware of and cognizant. Well done, Raju. Yes, side by side. Alongside you can say. Along. Okay. Yes, facing the same direction. Phrasal verbs and idioms, you need sometimes apna revision only. Okay. Or you can use them in a sentences of your own. In a sentence of your own. उसको कहीं ना कहीं try to use them. ठीक है. अब जैसे abreast of आपने सुन लिया है, it is a phrasal preposition. So try to relate and abreast of what is going on today. Okay. So whenever you have to use the word, you can use the word apprise also for this. You can use the word informed, to be informed of something. Inform करना नहीं, to be informed. To be informed मतलब खुद informed रहना. So in that case you can use the word abreast of. ठीक है. चलिए, let us move on to the article. Guys, as you know, we have Banking Super Elite plan on our Oliveboard platform. So Banking Super Elite is a very valuable pack for all the aspirants who are targeting SBI, RBI, IBPS, all these. You can use my code Saba to join Super Elite. अगर आपने last वो miss किया है, so this is the best time to join Super Elite, because right now we are having 2x validity after a long time. Even those who are freshers, guys, अगर आपको Oliveboard platform join करना है banking के लिए, तो banking में we are having 2x validity on banking subscription. You can use my code Saba. You can use my code Saba to join Super Elite. Okay. In the same way, we have SSC Super Elite plan also, and if you join SSC courses today, you will get flat 45% off on SSC subscription also. So for joining anything either on banking or SSC channel, you can use my code Saba. Okay. And join this Telegram channel for updates and for PDF. हर session के update के लिए, PDF के लिए, do join this Telegram channel. Okay. चलिए, read this article. जल्दी से सब लोग पढ़िए, आर्टिकल इज इंपॉर्टेंट. प्लीज एक बार सभी लोग सेशन को लाइक और शेयर कर दीजिए. Very nice article. Read it carefully. Thank you, Sandeep. It is a very important article, guys. Everyone has read? Now listen. Rebooting the codes. Here we are talking about the codes that we use in criminal laws. ठीक है, जो criminal law में code use होता है, like IPC, CRPC, Evidence Act. So these are the terms of criminal law. Okay. Now the government is changing the name of the laws also. ठीक है. So government ने अभी तक cities के state के name change करने पे focus थी. Now they are changing even the names of these laws. Okay. So rebooting the codes. Codes here means the name of the laws, and rebooting means reviving. एकदम नया नाम लेकर के आई है गवर्नमेंट. ओके. यस. Criminal laws may need reform, but not new and unfamiliar names. What the editor is saying, every law needs to be reformed, and criminal laws definitely they needed reform. So reformation was रिक्वायर्ड फॉर ऑल दिस क्रिमिनल लॉज. ठीक है. बहुत बार हमने देखा है कि बहुत सारे ऐसे लॉज की जरूरत थी, जैसे अभी मॉब लिंचिंग. सो वी नीडेड अ लॉ फॉर दैट. ओके. बिकॉज इट वाज नॉट टिल नाउ, इट वाज नॉट क्रिमिनलाइज्ड. ओके. बट व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड दैट, what the government has done, instead of bringing reform, ठीक है, government has changed the names of all these laws, and that too they have replaced it with very new and unfamiliar names. बहुत ही कॉम्प्लेक्स नेम के साथ उनको रिप्लेस किया गया है. ठीक है. Few would disagree. Few would disagree means no one would disagree. ना के बराबर लोग disagree करेंगे. That laws require an overhaul from time to time. Overhaul means reform. So everybody agrees that every law needs reformation time to time. हर law में reformation की जरूरत होती है. So that they could be abreast of developments in technology and changes in society. Because every day since the society is changing, we are having new things. So in the same way, laws also need to be reformed. Because अगर 21st century में आप बहुत पुराने laws लेकर के आएंगे, तो you will not be able to provide justice. ठीक है. तो आपको law change करना है so that we are aware of these laws. They could be aware of developments in technology and changes in the society. ठीक है. However, it does not mean that whole new codes be introduced and given abstruse name. But reformation doesn't mean that you are changing the name of the codes, okay? And you are giving them some very complex names. Why the author is using the word complex, unfamiliar? क्यों बार बार ये use कर रहा हूँ? When in substance means in reality, ठीक है? Essentially, the old laws are essentially retained. Now, see, this line is very important. इसको समझिए. What the editor is trying to say means the government has not changed the law. The laws are old only. What the government has done, government has just tried to introduce new code. सिर्फ नाम बदल दे रहे हैं, कोड बदल दे रहे हैं, even and essentially the laws are same. ठीक है, पुरानी law है. ठीक है. The first criticism about Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Now, these are the name of the laws. South Indian candidates, they will never understand. This is pure Hindi, guys. अब इसका English क्या ही मैं बताऊं? Because it is the name of the law. ठीक है? Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. In effect means reality. In substance means essentially. In substance, basically, we call to essentially. ठीक है? ठीक है? So Bharti Nyaya Sanhita, now this is the name given to Indian Penal Code. Now IPC was the old term. Now the new term has been new term that has been assigned to IPC is Bharti Nyaya Sanhita. Is this point clear? So अब जो आपको Indian Penal Code था, now you will replace that with Bharti Nyaya Sanhita PNS. Okay, so that is the new code. भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता BNSS to CRPC. ये जो क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड था, कोड ऑफ क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर, नो द न्यू टर्म हैज गिवन इज BNSS, दैट इज भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता. ठीक है, दैट इज द न्यू टर्म. लर्न दीज टर्म्स, ये सबसे पहले पूछा जाएगा भी. सो भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता BNSS इज टू रिप्लेस CRPC. ठीक है. And Bharatiya Sakshi Bill, that is going to replace Indian Evidence Act. Sakshi basically we call to evidence only in Hindi. Sakshi का मतलब ही होता है evidence. Okay. Now, did you get the three terms? So these are the three terms that are going to replace IPC, CRPC, and Evidence Act. Okay. Is that it is unnecessary to refer to them wholly in their Hindi names. Now, what is the criticism? The first criticism about these new terms, these three new terms, is that it is completely unnecessary to give complete Hindi name. Okay, these are pure Hindi terminologies that have been used by the government. Okay, every law in India has an official translation in the respective official language of every state. So the need for the IPC, CRPC, and Evidence Act to be referred to in their Hindi names alone is questionable. Now, This is what the major problem we are having, because in India Hindi is not spoken in many of the states. So every state in India has the official language, मतलब they have official translation in the official language. किसी भी टर्म का हर स्टेट में अपना खुद का ऑफिशियल ट्रांसलेशन होता है उनका ऑफिशियल नेम का. ओके, नाउ व्हेन वी आर रेफरिंग pure Hindi name, so of course that is questionable that how other states will be following it. बाकी सारे states कैसे follow करेंगे? Now, if in Kerala, if in Tamil Nadu you use this term Bharati Nyaya Sanhita, so of course it will be complicated for them. They will not be able to make it out. Okay, कि क्या कहना चाह रहा है? So the Criminal Procedure Law was reenacted in 1973 and it is known as CRPC 1973. So this law was established in 1973 and it was known as CRPC as distinct from its 1898 version. So this law has been in practice since 1898, but in 1973 it was given the name CRPC. Okay, the objective to have Hindi names is apparently an attempt to symbolize the de-angelization of criminal law. Now, why the government has kept Hindi name? It means they want to show that they don't want any English influence on these criminal laws. यही सेंस हो सकता है कि वो किसी भी तरह के English influence, English culture को मानते नहीं हैं, and they don't want that effect on the criminal law. That is why they have thought of keeping pure Hindi names to these laws. Okay. However, a preliminary scrolling means search through the new laws indicates that much of the original language is retained. Now, only the terminology has been changed. If you go through that entire law, ठीक है, अगर आप पूरे law को देखेंगे, so you will see that the original language, original substance is only there, only the name has been changed. Okay, clear, guys? Are you there? It raises a doubt whether the changes are far too few to warrant their being enacted fresh. Now there is again a doubt whether these changes are so minor. Just we are talking about reformation. So, so the changes that have been done in the name of reformation that are too few. Too few means too less that they cannot be enacted afresh, as deletions and amendments may have achieved the same purpose. मतलब अगर आप उसी में से कोई चीज delete कर देते, कोई चीज amend कर देते, so that could have served the purpose. We didn't need any new term because we are not गिविंग एनी न्यू लॉ. कोई नया लॉ नहीं लेकर के आ रहे, पुराने ही लॉ को हम सिर्फ थोड़ा सा रिफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. सो न्यू नेम इज नॉट एट ऑल रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, it is some consolation that the sanhitas are to be scrutinized. Sanhitas here refers to laws. Okay, is scrutinized by a parliamentary standing committee as the consultation process appears inadequate. Okay. Now, it is also some consolation, some relief that this complete will go parliamentary scrutiny. Okay. Because the consultation process appears inadequate, people are not satisfied. So might be this complete laws, all these laws, they might go for, they might be scrutinized by parliamentary standing committee. Okay. Good morning, Ankita. In substance, the deletion of sedition is welcome. Now, what are the changes in the law? What are the changes in the law? So the term sedition, it has a very vast meaning. Okay, sedition मैंने आपको बता दिया राजद्रोह कि anybody who is protesting against the government. So that sedition term has been deleted from the law, and this is a welcome thing. And its apparent equivalent, the new section 150 does not use overbroad terms as promoting disaffection against the government or bringing into hatred or contempt. So in place of sedition, there is section 150, and this section 150 is not as broad as that. Okay, जैसे अभी तक sedition क्या होता था कि किसी ने भी कोई hate या contempt show कर दिया government के against में, so that person was criminalized. So that sedition term has been deleted from the law, and that is a good term because now we do not we are not having any overbroad term. ठीक है? Now, it criminalizes promoting secessionism, separatism, and armed rebellion, but it also targets subversive activities, okay, and endangering the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, terms that should not be allowed to be misused. Now, what is this section 150? This is the new term that has been used in place of sedition, okay? So this section 150, it criminalizes promoting secessionism. अगर कोई पर्सन सेसेशनिज्म प्रमोट कर रहा, सेसेशनिज्म का भी बेस्ट एग्जांपल था दैट डिमांड ऑफ खालिस्तान. यू रिमेंबर that we want India to be divided into a separate region that is called Khalistan. Okay, so this is called secessionism. So this is now criminalized. ये secessionism अगर कोई promote कर रहा है तो that will be criminalized. Okay. Then separatism is also criminalized. Armed rebellion, कोई armed के साथ rebel कर रहा है, so these all things are criminalized as per section 150. Okay, but it also targets, and section 150 also targets subversive activities. Subversive means promoting activities and endangering the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. If any person is promoting all these activities, so that is also criminalized. And if anyone is endangering the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, so all these things are now criminalized. So that is as per section 150. Okay, so these terms cannot be misused, that is sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Another potentially misusable provision is in the new section 195. So this new section 195, it is equivalent to section 153B IPC. It penalizes making or publishing false or misleading information, jeopardizing the sovereignty, unity and integrity or security of India. ठीक है? So these are the changes, these are the reforms that have been made. ठीक है? ये सारे वो reforms हैं जो कि किए गए हैं. So now we have section 195 that is equivalent to section 153B, and as per this new section 195, if any person is misleading information, ठीक है, if any person is promoting false or misleading information, so that will also be criminalized. Okay, and especially the information that can affect, that can threaten the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India or the security of India, usko bhi criminalize kiya gaya hai. ठीक है. Now mob lynching has been a part of new reform. Now mob lynching will also be criminalized and maximum punishment will be given for mob lynching. Okay, and organized crimes are new sections. So we have mob lynching also. This is also a crime. Organized crimes is also new sections. A significant omission is hate speech, even though defining it and punishing it have been under discussion for some years. So these are the welcome reforms, like mob lynching is now a criminal action. Organized crimes are new sections. But what has been omitted, what has been missed is hate speech. अभी राहुल गांधी को जो imprisonment हुआ था because of hate speech, so that has not been modified. Even after the reformation, hate speech has not got any particular clear definition, because इसके लिए भी काफी टाइम से डिमांड चल रहा था कि hate speech should also be defined, that what is basically hate speech. Okay, but this has been omitted from the reformation. Now tell me guys, all the reforms are clear to you? क्या क्या चेंजेस हुए वो सारी बातें क्लियर है आपको? फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ वाज जस्ट रिलेटेड टू द नेम, ठीक है, कि नेम बदल दिया गया है. नाउ सेकंड पैराग्राफ इज टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल द चेंजेस दैट हैव बीन मेड इनटू द क्रिमिनल लॉज. ओके, नेक्स्ट. The procedure code enables conduct of trial of proclaimed offenders in absentia. In absentia means in the absence of something. So there can be a conduct of trial proclaimed offenders in the absence of something. That is also the procedure code. Okay, making videography of seizures mandatory is welcome. Now if somebody is seizing something, seizure you know jabt karna, confiscation, seizure basically we call to confiscation, jabt karna. अगर किसी भी चीज को जब्त किया जा रहा है तो उसका वीडियोग्राफी करना, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड थिंग. दीज आर द पॉजिटिव रिफॉर्मेशन. ये सारे पॉजिटिव रिफॉर्मेशन हुए. ओके, so too the provision for deemed sanction if authorities fail to grant it within 120 days, and this has also been included that there will be sanction if the authorities fail to grant it within 120 days. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजें पॉजिटिव वेलकम, पॉजिटिव चेंजेस है इन द क्रिमिनल लॉज. ओके, however, the remand provisions seem to permit police custody beyond the current 15-day limit, attracting some criticism. Now, the remand, ये जो पुलिस रिमांड होता है, ठीक है, now right now the limit is 15 days, but now it can be even beyond 15 days. So this has attracted some criticism that police cannot keep someone on remand even beyond 15 days. वो 15 दिन से ज्यादा नहीं रख सकते हैं. The new laws need critical scrutiny but not new names. So the editor is saying that all the new laws, the reformations, they need critical scrutiny, but they don't need new names. They don't need such complex names. Okay. Hate speech has been criminalized. See here, hatred or contempt. So that is given. This hate speech is related to that what is the magnitude of the hate speech. जैसे हेट स्पीच अभी जो राहुल गांधी के ऊपर चार्जेस था, सो दैट मैग्नीट्यूड हैज टू बी डिफाइंड, दैट हैज बीन ओमिटेड. वो मैग्नीट्यूड नहीं डिफाइन हुआ है कि व्हाट विल बी द एग्जैक्टली डेफिनेशन ऑफ हेट स्पीच. ओके, टोन ऑफ द आर्टिकल. What is the tone of the article? Quickly. Hurry up, guys. What is the tone? We have to cover one more article. First, can we say expository? Can we say expository tone? Analytical, we have pros and cons has been discussed. Can we say expository also? Because the complete reformation, the new names, everything has been discussed. So we can use the word expository also, that is explanatory. Okay. Then we can use the word suggestive also. Author has given this suggestion so many times that new names are not required. Okay. So suggestive tone also we have. Okay. And yes, critical also. So a bit critical also we have. Suggestion also we have. Okay. Clear, everyone? Yes. Now let's see the next article. Again, we have law. This I'm telling you. Glaring omission. Glaring means very visible, very obvious omission. So that is clear to everyone. On the import of executive majority in ECI election process. अभी आप सबको पता होगा government wants its majority even in election process. So this is very conspicuous omission. Okay. The government should have stayed true to apex court judgment on the ECI selection process. Okay. देखिए अभी ECI की जो बात हुई है, ठीक है, election commission ECI selection process. Okay. So Supreme Court, let me brief you what happened. Supreme Court said that CGI, that is Chief Justice of India, will be a part of this ECI committee. He will be the part of this ECI committee. But what the government has done, government has just overturned the judgment of Supreme Court that CGI will not be the person, or you can say a member of this ECI committee. Rather than that, Prime Minister and opposition, two people from the central government will be there and one opposition leader will be there. Okay? So this is something that is very visible, very conspicuous omission that the editor has mentioned. Clear, everyone? कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कहना था कि जो चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया है वो ईसीआई के मेंबर रहेंगे, ठीक है, ही विल बी सुपरवाइजिंग एवरीथिंग. बट गवर्नमेंट ने उसको ओवरटर्न कर दिया है, उसको रिपील कर दिया. उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया और एक और मेंबर होंगे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के, एंड अपोजिशन लीडर विल बी द मेंबर्स ऑफ ईसीआई. ठीक है. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज अट्रैक्टिंग लॉट्स ऑफ क्रिटिसिज्म. ठीक है. द गवर्नमेंट शुड हैव स्टेड ट्रू टू अपेक्स कोर्ट जजमेंट. गवर्नमेंट को फेथफुल रहना चाहिए था जो भी अपेक्स कोर्ट का जजमेंट था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट था ऑन द ईसीआई सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस, ईसीआई के सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस में. ठीक है. The union government's proposal to have a 3-member selection panel with a majority for the executive. So there will be 3-member selection panel, but majority किसकी होगी? गवर्नमेंट की होगी. ठीक है. For the appointments of members of the election commission, so that they can appoint member of election commission, ताकि वो इसी के members को appoint कर सकें. May not subserve the objective of protecting the poll watchdog's independence. So it will not help. Okay, may not it may not further, it may not help the development of the objective of protecting the poll watchdog's independence. Poll watchdog means election commission, that is the monitor's independence. Now, do you think if the government will be the part of election commission process, do you expect that there will be free, fair election, impartial election? We cannot expect free and fair election. So this is what the editor is saying, that 3-member selection panel, that too with the majority of the executive government. Okay. So that will not promote the objective of protecting the independence of election commission. Okay. A bill introduced in the Rajya Sabha says the committee will consist of Prime Minister, as I told, कि इन 3 member में कौन-कौन होंगे? Prime Minister होंगे, the leader of the opposition and a union cabinet minister. It means 2 people will be from the central government and 1 leader of the opposition will be there. Okay, so this bill has been introduced in Rajya Sabha. This runs counter to means just opposite to. और ये जो bill आई है, it is just opposite to a recent judgment of a constitution bench that envisaged an independent selection committee that included the Chief Justice of India. As I have told you earlier, कि ये जो है अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो जजमेंट आया था that there will be an independent selection committee in this complete process, कि ECI को select करने में एक independent committee होगी and that committee will be headed by, okay, so even CGI will be the part of that committee. So this has been nullified. इसके just against में गवर्नमेंट अपना बिल लेकर के आ गई है. It means government doesn't want to obey even the Supreme Court of India. Okay. The judgment was also in line with the recommendations of Dinesh Goswami Committee in 1990 and the Justice Takunte Committee in 1975. So this judgment of the Supreme Court that was in line with, that was according to the recommendations of these committees, 1990 committees and 1975 committees. Okay. It is true that the court said that its order would hold good only until Parliament made a law as envisaged in the Constitution. The court has also said that the judgment of the court it will be valid only when Parliament made a law. जब तक Parliament कोई law नहीं बना देते as envisaged means as seen, okay, predicted in the Constitution. Clear, everyone? However, for the government to retain an executive majority in the selection process amounts to disregarding the spirit of court's recommendations. But what the government has said, government ने बोला कि उनकी majority होगी. Executive means government's majority in the selection process that completely disregards the spirit of court's recommendation. It means government has openly violated court's judgment, court's recommendation. Okay. An argument could be made that CGI's presence in the process could provide preemptive. What do you mean by this word? Adjective it is. अभी मैंने बताया था. Legitimacy to appointments and affect judicial scrutiny of errors or infirmity in that selection. See, there can be multiple debates. If CGI will be the पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस, अगर चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया होंगे इस पूरे प्रोसेस के ईसीआई के सिलेक्शन के प्रोसेस के पार्ट होंगे, सो देयर कैन बी इट कुड प्रोवाइड प्रीएम्प्टिव लेजिटिमेसी. इट मींस इट विल prohibiting okay the legitimacy to appointments and affect judicial scrutiny. अब अगर कोई error होता है, कोई infirmity होता है selection में, so people they go to CGI only. Now if CGI will be the part of that committee, so all these things can be affected. So this can be an argument. ये एक argument हो सकता है. Yet फिर भी this can be an argument that CGI should not be the part of that committee. Okay, but when weighed against means considered against the fact that ECI is a constitutional body that not only conducts elections but also renders a quasi-judicial role, the need for a selection process that embodies insulation from executive preponderance makes sense. But now when you see the other factor, अगर आप दूसरे factor को consider करते हैं कि ECI that is Election Commission of India is a constitutional body, ये constitutional body है that not only conducts election, ये सिर्फ election ही conduct नहीं करती है, it also have a quasi-judicial role. Quasi-judicial as I told कि it has semi-judicial role. मतलब कहीं कहीं पर ये judgment भी दे सकती है. So if we see this quasi-judicial role of ECI means it has that authority, it can give judgment also. So it means that at that point of time अगर हम CGI को include कर रहे हैं, so that is not at all wrong. Okay, and the need for a selection process that embodies insulation. Insulation means protection. So there should be a selection process that is completely away from executive dominance. कि जो कि executive dominance से उनकी superiority से अलग रहे. So that makes sense. Means in no way ECI can have central government people in the selection process. वो central government के किसी भी officials को वहाँ पे process selection process में नहीं रख सकती है. So that makes sense. So CGI का presence still it is tolerable, but central government का presence वो भी election commission में that is not at all tolerable. Okay. That is beyond the sense. Okay. And non-partisan means non-partial. Okay. And independent ECI should be impartial, it should be independent, is a sine qua non. It means it is absolutely necessary. Absolute necessity. ये सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है that the election commission should be completely impartial and independent. Okay. for the robustness means strengthening of electoral democracy, then only we can have electoral democracy. Otherwise ये जो elections होगा उसका भी कोई मतलब नहीं रह जाएगा. It will just for the name sake. Okay, because everywhere there will be intervention of the government. Okay, the Election Commission of India has played a seminal role in the periodic conduct of elections. ठीक है? So Election Commission of India, they have played a good role. Seminal role means helpful role in the periodic conduct of elections. Influential role, yes. कि इन्होंने एक अच्छा रोल प्ले किया है, influential role प्ले किया है in the periodic conduct of elections, which have only seen greater participation from the electorate because of the largely free, fair, and convenient nature of process. These days, if you see, the number of vote givers that has increased, मतलब जो लोग vote givers हैं, जो वोट देते हैं, उनका नंबर जो है वो इंक्रीज हो चुका है. ठीक है? So there are many people who are participating in this election process, and that has been only possible because of the free, fair, and convenient election process. So ECI, Election Commission of India, it should be applauded for this. इसको appreciate करना चाहिए कि इन्होंने vote participant बढ़ा दिया है. Okay? Yet there are misgivings, but yes, कुछ doubts भी हैं, कुछ apprehensions भी हैं. ठीक है? In the run-up to 2019 general election, 2019 के general election के पहले, for example, the announcement of elections was delayed for a month between February and March, allowing the government to inaugurate many projects. So there were many wrong judgment also by ECI. कहीं ECI आपको partial भी दिखी है, okay? Because 2019 election के पहले, the date of election was delayed. अनाउंसमेंट ऑफ इलेक्शन दैट वाज डिलेड, क्योंकि वो गवर्नमेंट को टाइम दिया गया था ताकि वो जल्दी जल्दी जो भी उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उसको फटाफट कंप्लीट कर लें, क्योंकि अगर इलेक्शन के टाइम पे ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट्स इनॉग्रेट करेंगे तो ऑफकोर्स उसके बेसिस पे उनको इलेक्शन मिलेगा. सो इट मींस ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम ईसीआई वाज पार्शियल बिफोर 2019 इलेक्शन. ओके, no, the model code of conduct was unevenly implemented. So जो model code of conduct है उसको properly implement नहीं किया था. This we are talking about 2019, with the ruling party receiving favorable treatment by the ECI. It means ECI was partial towards BJP because that was the ruling party that time, leading to dissent by one of the commissioners, and one of the commissioners even was disagreed. This dissent means conflict, disagreement. Okay, so even it led to conflict by one of the commissioners. Okay. The independent VDEM Institute in Sweden, which compares democracies worldwide, has downgraded India to an electoral autocracy, citing the loss in autonomy of the ECI. This is worst thing for us. So one independent VDM Institute in Sweden, इन्होंने इंडिया की डेमोक्रेसी जो पूरे वर्ल्ड वाइड की डेमोक्रेसी को कंपेयर करते हैं, सो दे हैव डाउनग्रेडेड इंडिया, सो दे हैव डिमोटेड इंडिया, दे हैव क्रिटिसाइज्ड इंडिया. Now they have called that India is now an electoral autocracy. There is what dictatorship in India in the name of election. So it is no longer fair and free and fair election we can say. ठीक है, कोई fair election नहीं इंडिया में. So India has got an electoral autocracy dictatorship, citing the loss in autonomy of the ECI, because ECI is no longer now a self-regulating body. It is dominated by the government. Okay, so that is why ECI has lost its autonomy, and that is why this institute has called Indian that electoral process as electoral autocracy. Okay. With the next Lok Sabha election just months away, it should have been incumbent. Incumbent means obligatory on the government, mandatory on the government. We have just a few months in the election process for Lok Sabha election, so it should be obligatory on the government to stay true to the Constitution Bench judgment and retain its recommendations in the bill. Government should have followed what Supreme Court has given. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो भी बिल पास किया था, गवर्नमेंट को उस पर ट्रू रहना चाहिए था. गवर्नमेंट शुड हैव एक्सेप्टेड दैट rather than bringing its own bill and rather than seeking its own dominance in that selection process. Okay, it is for the opposition now to ensure that bill is discussed and modified. अब ये पूरी तरह से opposition के हाथ में है कि they make sure that this bill is discussed and modified, otherwise we will completely have no faith in this ECI. फिर election में भी कोई faith नहीं होगा, because election will also become, ECI will also become a tool of the government. जैसे अभी आपने देखा ED is the tool of government, CBI is the tool of government. अगर इसी तरह से हर जगह गवर्नमेंट के ही रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स होने लगेंगे, so all these machineries they will just become a tool of the government. Okay, तो फिर वहां से हम कहीं से भी we can't have that impartiality, we can't have judgment, justice. Okay, चलिए, what is the tone of article? अरे अब गाइस क्या टोन आर्टिकल का? प्योर क्रिटिकल, प्योर क्रिटिकल टोन. Author has criticized the intervention of government in ECI. Okay, critical also it is. Didn't you get critical tone in this, guys? It is critical and concern. Yes, concern is also a dominating tone. So critical and concern. Clear? Suggestion we have, a bit suggestion also we have, but basically it is critical, concern, analytical also you can say. Clear? Nobody got critical. It is critical tone. Government has openly criticized this. Sorry, editor has openly criticized this government. Okay? हर जगह they want their majority, they want their power. चले. Incumbent is noun. Incumbent means mandatory, binding. Incumbent can be part this also. Adjective also. Yes, he did analysis and he criticized the government also. Find the error, guys, quickly. Very good, Praveen. Now see elections which have seen. So the antecedent is elections, guys. So elections is plural. So we need a plural verb. Elections which have only seen greater participation. So conduct has not seen. Elections have seen greater participation from the electorate. So जो antecedent है which का वो elections है. Election is plural. So we need a plural noun, plural verb. So yes, the error is in B part. Well done. Okay. So thank you, guys. This is your homework. Only one phrasal verb you have to use. Okay. So just a single phrasal verb you have to use in a sentence of your own. I hope you have liked this article. एक बार फिर से पढ़िएगा. So tomorrow is your birthday. Wish you a very happy birthday, Geeta. काफी अच्छे दिन birthday है. Okay, guys. So we'll meet at 9 a.m. Okay, 9 बजे मिलते हैं for our session. So we have a very good mock today. ठीक है. काफी अच्छा mock है आज. Sorry, हाँ 9 a.m. पे. Now we will have editorial on 17th, guys. So tomorrow is तो Republic Day. ठीक है. तो कल तो editorial नहीं होगा. But 17th we have our editorial session. Okay. So thank you everyone. Please do hit the like button. एक बार लाइक सेशन को लाइक कर दीजिएगा, सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा चैनल को एंड शेयर कर दीजिएगा. ठीक है. 16th we may not have session. 16th morning we may not have session, but yes 17th we will definitely have. ठीक है. अगर 16th को होता तो I will inform you, but अभी yes I am also 15th of August. Okay, so I thought that only my birthday is very special, but you are also one. ठीक है. So thank you guys. Ending this session. सबके कल ही बर्थडे हैं क्या? Mine also. Oh, there are many people are born on 15th of August. Okay, wish you all a very happy birthday in advance. Okay, so thank you guys.